Hello and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors. My name is Ben and I am faithful in my echoing conclave. Hello.
Hello, I'm Alex. Ben, can I just shake your hand, please? Can I just shake your hand? Thank you. Do you trust me, Ben? Ben, do you trust me?
So we are here to talk about Canada.
Do you trust me, Ben? Ben, do you trust me?
Should we do this the whole episode?
Ben, do you trust me? Ben, do you trust me? Ben, do you trust me?
I think you're great, yeah.
I like you as a person, Ben. I like you as a person.
It's a bit of a Donald Trump handshake, wasn't it?
It is a Donald Trump handshake. I love you as a person, Ben. I love you.
I trust you.
Hello, I'm Alex. I am also... Do you trust me?
No.
A traitor. A faithful. Oh no, a traitor. Oh no. I'm playing just as good a game as Michael bloody John.
Oh yes, we've got a lot to discuss on this episode.
John. This was the episode where I've actually finally, after... we must have watched about 7-8 series of the Traitors. New Zealand, Australia, UK, Canada, US. More than that probably then. Mm-hmm. And I can officially say that the worst traitor in the history of the Traitors is Michael John from
sure
the Canadian
about that?
Series 2. I'm very sure about that.
The worst traitor, not the worst faithful, just the worst traitor.
There's been plenty of faithful that aren't very good. There's a candidate in this series for that as well, Cedric. However, Michael John is by far the worst. I mean, the tactics he came up with this episode. And
surprised at every turn. Every time someone said something to him, like, well, that doesn't make sense. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
I mean, there's a really funny bit between the confrontation between Kyra. I love this episode. I have Kyra as queen. Kyra all the way to win. But in the conclave where they're having the conversation, and I'll talk about it when we get to it. But it's just let's just say it was a very Beyonce Knowles moment by Michael.
Beyonce Knowles moment?
You know you are Beyonce Knowles. Thank you. A very similar moment there happened with Michael John today in the conclave, and we will be discussing that later in the podcast, I'm sure.
Yeah, we gave him benefit of the doubt for a few episodes, but...
Well, we even felt sorry for him. we felt like he was getting ganged up on by Nida and Kyra. We thought, they're not being very fair. Let's give him a chance. And really, they were right to not to trust him, because...
we should have never doubted.
The decisions he made in this episode were outstanding.
But there's just so many things. Like, even at the end, when they were like, she was like, "You're doing things that look suspicious." He was like, "Oh, thanks."
That's the moment I was telling you about. Yeah, that's the moment.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. Kyra said to him,
but there's loads of those moments.
Said, people are calling you out, Michael, by saying that they're noticing things that you're doing, and I'm refusing to cover for you. And his reply was, "Thank you." And Kyra just looked at him like, are you an actual idiot?
I know. I mean, we did think that he was just pretending to not know the game very well, but I think we have come to the conclusion that I don't think he does.
Well, even the players,
I don't know what's happened.
Even the players thought that he was playing the dumb card. But I don't think he is. But it's remarkable when people go on to shows like this, and they must have watched it. Or else they wouldn't apply for it.
Well,
and
BB UK, Khaled said he's never watched it, so you don't know, do you?
That's true.
There's a little hint there for BB UK, everyone.
BB.
Big Brother UK.
You think you're so cool by saying BB.
Sorry, it's just because that's the hashtag. So that's all I think of it.
Hashtag BB UK.
Mm-hmm. I feel like RuPaul now.
Hashtag RuPaul's Drag Race. UK. Right.
So...
before we start, I'll let you guys know how you can get in touch with your views on Michael John, and whether you think he is just playing in a remarkably good game.
Good dumb game.
He could be. He's like a beagle. He acts dumb, but there's smarts up there. You can email us faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on X at Twitter at Traitors Podcast, on Instagram or Threads at Faithful to the Traitors. You might be listening to us at the moment on your favourite podcast app, Apple Podcasts or Spotify or any of your favourites. But you can also watch this podcast on YouTube by just searching Faithful to the Traitors Podcast or BAM Productions. If you are watching us, don't forget to comment underneath the video, subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss any future episodes of any future Traitors. Same can be said about any audio podcast apps. And don't forget to share with your friends all about us. But if you want to help us grow the show in a gold bar type of way, or
to keep up with Karen's outfits.
I mean, Karen has taken a few of our coins this week.
I sold a few of them to get a little.
I mean, Michael John and you, Michael John I mean, I would give up $5,000 if I could have one of her beautiful hair clips she had in this week.
Or just a ride in her.
Pardon?
What car was it?
Or just a ride in her.
No. A ride in her.
This is a turn for you, Ben.
Her Nissan.
Her Nissan.
That she was driving around in.
I'd pay $5,000 for a ride in her.
It's not my market, even though Karen is very
we love Karen. She's
dominatrix.
Beautiful. But yes, that Nissan advert
she was driving around all over Canada, wasn't she?
She was having a lovely time. She was just driving through the mountains.
Stripe.
Yeah. Buymeacoffee.com/faithful is a way you can monetize the podcast. And don't forget, we also have a WhatsApp group. QR code on the screen. How much money would you pay to take a ride on Karen? Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Karen's Nissan.
In Karen's Nissan.
You didn't let me finish the...
Do you reckon she rides to work in her Nissan?
Oh, yeah. Electric. Like her. She was very dominatrix again.
She was.
Last series, we kept saying how she was like the dominatrix crazy aunt of the manor. And she has not been, she's Karen, so she's very strict, but she's very strict during the round table. She told, who was it, Laurie?
She told Laurie to shush, yes.
She was like, I'm a teacher here, not you, bitch.
Smack her around the back.
She said, shush, I'm still counting.
Yeah, and when Aaron wanted to make a point, he panicked and said, she's coming round now, I need to be quick. So they know, Karine controls that room. She has the dominance of that room very much. I see you've got something on your phone.
We have, because obviously last week we lost the beautiful Kirkland. Lovely Kirkland. Instagram feed.
You enjoy his how much would you pay for a ride on Kirkland?
In Kirkland's tractor?
Yes.
Not his Nissan.
$5,000?
Bottle Jacobs Creek, I think.
Where would that go? You pop
in
that,
Jacobs Creek.
Cork.
Anyway, so we ask the question. Every series we ask a question now, apparently, for our faithfuls or traitors to get in touch with us once they leave.
We do. When you've gone, if you're listening to this, contestants of Series 2, get in touch with us.
Yes,
how
and
do you
answer
get
the question.
To work?
No.
And what pets?
Yes.
What pets do you have at home?
Because we know Karen is a cat mum, so of the manor. So Kirkland got in touch because we asked, because he has a farm for love. Farming for love is what he's known for. It's 1 year meeting that guy earlier, by the way.
Is it? Oh, happy anniversary. That's sweet.
That guy, I don't know his name.
Yeah, that trollop.
That guy.
Yeah, that piece on the side.
So, hello, gents. I heard the call. Firstly, I definitely have pets, and only the beef cows are considered livestock. My pets include, okay, you ready? Although I am a bit disappointed, Kirkland. This is directly to you now. I wanted names of every single animal, if you remember. I was quite specific with that. I've not got one name, but it's fine.
faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com.
We need an update, a part 2. Right, so 9 horses.
Bloody hell.
4 goats.
Oh.
1 dog.
Just one? Is it a sheepdog?
1 dog.
Okay. All right, Michael John.
Barn cats.
Oh.
And now also 2 house cats my partner came with. An aquarium with 3 goldfish. 2 Corridories. I don't think that's the official name. I think that's from Finding Nemo, isn't it? The Finding Nemo, the dory fish.
The dory fish.
And 2 large mystery snails. Why are they mystery?
Snails?
What's the mystery?
I feel like there's a story attached to that.
Snail secret. Honourable mention to the wild bobcat that also lurks around. Named Ben from Faithful to the Traitor. Oh, sorry, no,
that's weird about him. Can you imagine
if around the farm.
All his pets are named Ben?
My toxic trait is that I think I can pet him one day. So there you go.
Oh, cute bobcat.
So we know what's on Kirkland's farm.
How does he get to work, though? Does he ride a bike?
He lives at work. It's his farm.
Does he have
also,
one of those?
That's not the question of the series.
Do you ride a bike to work?
No.
It's this question on every
We said
series.
he's on a tractor, remember? We already know that.
He might have one of those... What are those things with a 2-wheel you just lean forward? Segway.
Oh, a Segway.
You might have a Segway.
No. You have to outrun the bobcat. So there you go. Lots of animals, not one name. So Dylan and Yasmi, we're looking at you now.
Yes.
I looked at Dylan's Instagram feed.
Right.
There's 2 dogs.
Oh, Dylan, get in touch. What are your dogs' names? Do you ride a bike to work? Jasmine, do you have any pets
I
at
didn't
home?
see any pets on her
Jasmine,
Instagram.
I see as
She's a singer, apparently.
A singer?
But we'll find that out later.
Well, I mean, she's either then got a very small toy dog, which she carries around with her, because singers.
Or no dog at all.
I'm thinking of Mariah Carey type.
She doesn't have a dog.
Person. Yeah, she does. She has a little dog, doesn't she? She carries around with her.
Like Paris Hilton.
She's a singer.
True.
She did
that
sing. She had an album.
One of the best pop songs ever created.
What was the song?
Stars Are Blind.
Stars Are Blind.
Plus the whole album, actually.
I like her live
non-skip album.
I like her live version with Miley Cyrus. It's good to get that
Sia.
out. And Sia. It's good to get that out for New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Jasmine and Dylan, get in touch with the details that I've probably said about 5 times now, and let us know what pets do you have at home. And
that's
funny
it.
answers are applicable as well.
And
if you
the
wish
name
to.
of the pet, please.
And the name of your
Kirkland.
pets, of course. And
Okay.
yes, and you will be sorely missed from the show as well. But we will talk probably more about that in a moment. Because talking of Jasmine, funnily enough, Jasmine made a bit of a boo-boo at the breakfast table, which kind of started the ignition of blame toward her as being a traitor by Cedric of all people, and he was listened to as well, shockingly. I think he was lucky in the sense that he had a little bit of strength behind him from Lauren, because Lauren, I think, has really come out of the
It was a bit odd. She came into breakfast crying, and she was like,
she was
had
tired.
a really bad night, really bad news. I was like, oh my god, I thought she was about to leave the show.
Yes.
And she was like, I thought I was being murdered. It's like, oh, well, okay, bit dramatic, Lauren, but it's fine. I was
had a
expecting
restless
something
night.
a bit more.
Restless night.
I was expecting her to say like, there's been a trauma at home and I have to leave or something. But no,
My dad's been in.
she just thought she was going to be murdered, but she wasn't.
No.
But
Good.
yeah, Yasmin.
I'm glad. Because I love Lauren as well. Lauren's another one I love.
But Yasmin thought she was a traitor. She burst in. She said, I want to talk to you before she turns up.
But this
I
is
think
it.
she's a traitor. I want everyone to know.
This is exactly it. And Cedric was like, well, hang on. How do you know that Lauren is going to even be returning to the game today? Because unless you're the traitor and you're the one who got rid of Dylan. And what's more, when Lauren did walk in upset, us all thinking that some family trauma had happened, but it hadn't, thank goodness. She started then really going for it. She was like, people have to say their feelings. People have to be honest with one another. If
She's playing the game this week, she said.
Yep, I'm done with hiding. Everyone needs to be transparent with one another. We need to get it all out in the open, or else we're never going to get ourselves a traitor, because they haven't still got themselves a traitor yet.
I know, this is quite amazing, really. It's like not one. Normally you get rid of one quite quickly-ish, but...
Eight people have gone, not one. Obviously, there's murders involved.
And also,
with that.
none of them really are calling out any traitors. They're all calling out all faithfuls, thinking they're right and the other person's wrong.
Well, like
And
Trana, who went through her list of people who
confident.
They thought that they were traitors, and all 4 of them was Cedric, Laurie, Aaron. I forget the 4th one was Kevin. Yeah, it was Kevin. And they were all wrong. Every single one
and
of
the
them
person
wrong.
going against, I can't remember who it was, but the person going against was picking like Trana and Cedric and someone, and they're not traitors either. So it's just,
It's funny how everyone's kind of circling around the traitors.
apart from Michael a little bit now.
Everyone, Michael goes through suspicion spots.
He can't be that
up
dumb,
and down,
surely,
up
is
and
what
down.
everyone says, so they don't really call him out. But
Maybe that's
here
what
we
it
are.
is. Maybe it's the same with, because he's not like disrupting the boat like Cedric seems to have the habit of doing, and Michael just kind of stays quiet. That's why they're kind of just like letting him glide his way to the final. But now he's been a little bit more open with it all. But so Cedric actually called out Jasmine at the breakfast table because she had said something about Lauren. And said, well, actually, Jasmine, I think, well, no, Cedric got Gail to mention it, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, he said mention it. She was like, what? Mention what were you on about?
But why did Cedric do that? Because again, this isn't...
Because it's to back up, I guess. They want to be able to think someone to be like, oh, yeah, I agree. And then she did what he said. So.
Yeah, but she's a fool for doing that, because she should have said, no, Cedric, if you've got a point to make it. I don't know if it's because Cedric thinks that he doesn't have any standing in the group, which clearly he still has had a bit of power because of the way the round table went tonight, or he just wants to push the blame if he's wrong to Gail. But in any circumstance, Gail should not have said it.
No, Cedric maybe has taken on Dylan's role of saying things but then not doing them, because he did have that was his legacy of the game.
Yeah, pointing at something, saying, look at that, and then walking on.
Because Cedric also at the game this week said, did a Dylan, didn't he?
Look, I think we should look under the seats. Why do you say that? Because it says there, look under the seats. I said to you as we were watching, didn't I? I said, it reminds me of that Sonic the Hedgehog clip where it's like, there's a ramp. Use that as a ramp. It was like
Nick was straight under there, sliding about the boards.
Cedric was literally, he laid himself down and then almost like a SpongeBob SquarePants cartoon, just slid underneath all the benches and still found nothing. No. They didn't find anything until like the last 2 minutes of the game.
It took them a long time. They were like, oh, it's maths. So
yeah, I mean,
cancelled that out.
Nick isn't just a flipper of skills.
Backflip.
Yeah, he doesn't just do those. He's like the flying mathematician because he was there going, no, Mike, it's you. He got it. Dum, dum, dum. Nick was on it. Knew it was Mike. Mike is slothery. Very tired person. Doesn't do a lot. So
I love Mike.
I love Mike too. But again, he made mistakes. He chose the wrong person too. He said,
before we get too ahead of ourselves, we do have a...
What's your name and where do you come from?
Dylan. Not much of a story for Dylan. Not much airtime. Made it about halfway through the series.
He was in it quite a lot because
He didn't do much, did he? I can't think of much, apart from saying funny things, like pointing obvious things out, but then not doing them.
He had quite a bit to say, I thought. Bless him.
Okay.
Because he didn't gel with me very much, Dylan, and I must say, I wasn't that. He did for me. I suppose
Bad edit, I feel.
maybe.
I looked at his Instagram feed and I was like, oh, I like you. But on the show, no, not everything is about sex, you know.
Isn't it? Because you want to ride people for $5,000.
No, I want to ride in Karen's Nissan with her red stripes.
Sponsorship deals are there for you, Nissan.
So, originally from Chicago, Dylan moved to Canada almost a decade ago to pursue a degree in international studies and political science in Toronto.
Oh, good for him. Smart cookie.
Dylan has worked with a number of Canadian political leaders, participating in various campaigns and supporting candidates during elections.
Do you reckon he's a Trudeau fan?
Yeah, Trudeau likes the gays, doesn't he? He does. Trudeau was on Drag Race. Drag Race UK. But I like Trudeau. He's very lovely.
Yeah, we've got nothing wrong with it. I'm just wondering. I'm basically suggesting what would Dylan's political leanings be.
Well, his Instagram feed is full of drag queens and gays and gay
mean
holidays.
Anything. That doesn't mean a thing, as we've learned.
We'll find out when we know if his dog's called Margaret Thatcher. Then we'll know.
Rishi Sunak. This is my dog, Rishi.
My dog, Boris Johnson. Donald Trump. Or if the dog's called Hillary Clinton or Trudeau, then we know his political leanings.
Do you reckon he has a pet lettuce?
No. Dylan is now a lobbyist at one of Canada's top firms. So very professional, isn't he? Who'd have thought it?
A lobbyist.
It's all very vague, this fact
very
file.
Vague.
So,
that doesn't say anything about Dylan. So we've learned even less than what we've seen him on the show. That makes me say, straight onto Ben's. Here we go. Ben's on Instagram, everyone. He's going to get Dylan's page up.
Where does he work? Don't know. Don't know nothing about Dylan. We need to wait for a message.
Dylan, get in touch. Tell us where you work so we can
Who do you
find
work for?
What are your political leanings? No shame.
Well, there might be. Depends what the leaning is.
No, because he's allowed to lean whatever way he wants. He can lean to the left and lean to the right. Why
he likes Kylie Minogue.
I mean, everyone loves Kylie, though, don't they?
Don't. Well, no, What's my leaning?
You don't dislike Kylie.
No, I
just don't like her music. Well, no, again, you don't like her. We had this discussion quite recently. You don't hate her music. No. You just hate her voice. You said it's not powerful enough, quote.
I said it's weaker than Emma Bunton's voice.
That's right. That's what you said.
So that's saying something.
Well, lucky for Dylan, though, he didn't have to play the game in the end, did he? Because once the breakfast table had been wrapped up... Do you trust me? Do you trust me, Ben? Ben, I like you as a friend.
I'm not touching anyone. I wouldn't be touching anyone, drinking anything in this game. I would not be murdered.
I know.
That way.
It's like if someone does like a peculiar thing, you have to instantly believe that there's a reason for it to happen. In the game, then the group got split into two. The traitors chose 7 people,
all off screen. Didn't see any of this,
which is fine actually for me because I think that would be quite long and boring.
We watched the extended episode this week as well.
We did. Thank you very much.
Much better.
Much better.
I think it was a much better edit. Then it was like my favourite episode of the series. And I believe that's because we watched the better edit version.
But there was more in-depth discussion shown. Exactly.
So we saw lots of clips of Karen driving around.
I mean, that was
the added
that was gratuitous. Let's be honest, that was gratuitous. I reckon it clocked up to about a minute and a half of her just driving a Nissan car.
Didn't really see her in the car.
No,
I do believe that she was in there because she rides horses.
Well, she might have been in the back though. Someone might have been driving her.
Maybe.
Just waving at people.
Anyway, sorry. The game. Mission.
7 players were represented the 7 deadly sins. Curiously, and something we didn't spot until it was actually mentioned on the show, none of the players who played the Deadly Sins game were traitors.
I said it to you when they walked into the church.
I didn't spot until Ben said none of the players were traitors. That's an interesting decision. And I must say...
Laurie can't believe it.
Well, no, I think that was quite clever, funnily enough, because I think because Laurie
people expect there to be
expected
one.
there to be
so
one
they
in
didn't
there.
put one in, yeah.
Mhm,
These traitors always do the opposite of what normal traitors do on other series, I feel.
Kyra and Nida are doing very well. Notice I didn't say Michael John. So every time they got the person who related to the deadly sin correct, they got $1,500. And there were
got
clues
to sit in a coffin.
and they got to lay in a coffin. Mike's claustrophobic, not a great game for him.
Yasmin said they're a bit hot inside, not that comfortable, so that's good to know.
They all look quite hot though in the church. We both commented on how Mike looked a bit sweaty.
Yeah, it's all that running around and
Flipping.
running along the floor and
Doing
backflips and maths. It's all very...
Meanwhile, while they're playing that game then, they're looking for clues, all that. It was fine.
Karen's got in a car driven off.
Karen's got a Nissan,
Left the church
drove for a minute and a half
at high speed.
at high speed down a very lonely
Not
road.
sponsored.
Not sponsored. Nissan. Presumably their newest car.
Stripe.
Red stripe.
Electric.
Morning outfit. She was wearing black.
Yes.
She was
A
mourning.
bit inappropriate for a funeral, maybe, but we'll let it slide.
If she came to my funeral dressed like that, in a Nissan, I'd be happy.
She got changed in the back as well because she had those hair clipped in.
Well, this is what I'm saying.
And that was before, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, because first of all, she met them round the pond
Yes.
because she's been strutting
Surprise.
down, and everyone was like, "Oh, here comes Karen."
She
Kareen,
looked
sorry.
so 2000s pop, girly pop, that outfit was.
She could do an album, a collab. I'd be up for that. She could sing at the top of the Eiffel Tower
In French.
in French
Yeah.
with Celine. So in
Lots of hair clips.
she's got lots of hair to clip back.
Like the whole hair. Anyway,
Well,
I'm
because
getting,
she was
I'm
in a
getting
very
too
fast
obsessed with her
car.
hair.
She was in a very fast car.
That's true. You need to keep it in place.
Although she didn't have any windows open or roof down, she might have put the aircon on full blast. So she had to keep her hair in place.
It's electric, but it's a Nissan electric. So you can have the aircon on and drive all of Canada and you're fine.
Yeah, you can do over like 300 miles, I believe, in a Nissan electric car, especially on a
Full
clear
throttle.
day. Full throttle, automatic, so you don't need to worry about gears. That's
So yeah, she had a really quick trip to the manor and then she turned up in a different outfit again. Outfit
Yes.
number 3.
Yes, and she
With
told
an offer.
she told the rest of the group, yes, that because they thought they were having a nice little chilled time drinking Jacob's Creek,
Yes.
Jacob's Creek,
It's great to share with friends.
or fellow players of the game.
Yes.
So,
Faithfuls or traitors. It
Jacob's
brings
Creek,
everyone together.
Yeah, so
Really
right.
fruity blend.
So let's sum this up. So Kareen arrived in her Nissan, electric Nissan, to a party where the friends were drinking a fruity blend of Jacob's Creek. They weren't eating McDonald's.
That's the end of the episode.
Yeah, that's what we need to know. And so, sorry, we'd like to make it known that in the UK, product placement is very alien to us. We do not, if very rarely, have product
It's a
placement
bit
in our
more
TV
subtle.
shows, and it's more subtle. Yeah,
Like on a TV show, they'll pick up a tin of beans or something and pour it, and then that'll be that.
Yeah.
That'll be the product placement.
or there'll be a shop in the background which you can see very faintly, like that's a product placement for the co-op or something like that. Plus, you have to legally put at the beginning of the show whether there's product placement at the top of the show. So you kind of
Yes. Anyway, I feel we're getting stuck on the product placement.
yes.
bit
Now
a
we're talking
bit.
about Nissan.
So she
and
turns
wine.
up and she gives them an offer.
Yes, each and every one of them who's around that having a lovely picnic offered, basically they have to bid for a shield out of the possible $10,000 she said, which is not right. If they got all 7 right, it would have been $10,500, but that's
Maths
neither.
isn't Karen's.
No, she needed Nick there. And no one bid for it. Not one person. And the traitors quite rightly said, well, we don't need to bid for it. There's no reason for us to bid for this. So while they're getting their guts out, they're playing the game, they're doing the 7 deadly sins. They won a good amount. They got 5 out of 7 right.
That's $7,000.
Most of it was guesswork, but well done anyway. $7,500. Michael John, the genius that is, decided.
And also, Karen said, make an offer. It could have been anything. Could have been 1 cent.
Yeah,
$1.
yeah,
$10.
yeah. His shirt.
What's the first number that comes to mind, Michael?
10. No,
No.
it wasn't 5. $5,000.
Yes.
So half the prize money.
And she is a bit of a shady bitch, Karen, because she was like, no one's ever going to know. No one will ever know you did it. And then around the round table, she struts in, starts putting money in a bag and says someone took a shield.
No, I think what
Psycho?
what she meant was no one would know who had done it, not that it had been done.
Oh, well, I
And
think
Michael-
Michael thought when she said that, he took that at face value, that no one would know that money was taken and they
He's
were
a
just going to
prat.
give a fake amount until the end, the
Of
final
course,
episode.
of course they would have. Of course they would have made a big deal of the money being taken.
Yeah,
Of
well.
course they would have. And or if Michael,
Shady lady.
if Michael wasn't clear, he should have asked her to clarify. What exactly would the group find out? Would they find out how much money was taken off? But yeah, but at the end of the day, Michael should never have taken it,
Especially that amount.
because his reason was for it was because he wanted to give the perception. This is his words. The perception that in that group, all drinking Jacob's Creek round the river, waiting for a Nissan to turn up,
He's faithful.
That all of them are faithful because one of them took the shield and they wanted to protect everyone. What the flip is going through that man's mind?
There is a bit of logic to it.
There's no logic going into
There is
that.
a little bit.
Right,
because
please tell
if
me.
you did like, oh yeah, I'll do
Please.
it for $1, and then we've got a shield, all of us are protected.
Oh, I get that.
Don't tell anyone,
Yeah.
but one of us has a shield.
But not
But it didn't work out.
5,000.
No. None of it worked out correctly.
Like you said, he could have said, like, I'll try it. And even, you could do it as a cheeky offer. If you get it, well done you, 10 out of 10. If you don't get it, nothing, no foul, no harm. It's like, because then someone else would have been greedier than you, and so you wouldn't have to feel guilty about it. And the thing is that Michael cannot cover up his body language. He's done it before, and he's doing it again. So the moment the money was going in there, he was going, oh gosh, oh my god, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Oh my god, what's happening here? Oh my god, oh no, oh not more, oh. And it's like, flipping heck, Michael, come on, mate.
A lot of people clocked his guilty expression around the round table.
Pretty much
So-
everyone clocked his guilty expression, which
Yeah.
is why Kyra got so angry at him in the conclave later. But we should talk about the round table now, I guess. But
Yeah, it
Trana,
was all over the place again.
before they turned up, Trana did say to the group who were drinking the wine that we don't need to say whether anyone took a shield or not, because technically we are now all protected.
Well, that's the smart part of the Michael plan.
Yeah, but
which
Michael didn't
Trana
do it
worked
for that
out.
reason.
No,
Yeah. but Trana said that before she even knew if anyone took the shield as well.
Exactly. So they could have just done this without taking the shield and just pretended.
Yes, because I guess
They could have said, Karen gave us an offer, one of us has a shield, not going to tell you who. That's all they had to say.
for $1.
No one's going to ever know. Quote, Karen.
The funny thing is that I think that it's not to the group. I don't think it's the fact that someone took the shield. It's the fact that someone punted $5,000 for the shield. And that is a ridiculous amount for immunity, really. Let's be honest.
Especially when you're already a traitor.
Especially when you're already a traitor. And especially when your prize money is still relatively low, really, where it should be at this point in the game, because it's only 37,500 Canadian dollars.
That's only one Kyra's annual salary.
That's not even an annual salary for Kyra.
No.
It's 39,000. She said she gets a year.
So
I don't blame Kyra's anger. I 100% don't blame Kyra's anger.
anyone's anger. Laurie was fuming.
Yeah, but Kyra was
She's like, we need to fucking get a traitor out now.
cigarette in
5K.
hand. Sheepskin coat. I want to get the fucking traitors out.
She was that when it was money. That was that. They're yeah.
Quite
she
right
wanted
too.
it done,
The whole idea
and then
of
everyone
this
started
game.
blaming her.
Well, the whole idea of this game is that you're playing for this cash pot at the end of the game. And
Is it?
yeah. But what my point is that you want to make the cash pot as high as we've said on previous series, on previous shows, that it makes no sense for traitors to try to reduce the prize money because it doesn't benefit them either. And again, was this Michael's game plan to, disrupt the game by taking 5,000 out of it? It's like, what is going on in Michael's brain?
I fear we'll never know.
He should
But that's
be
okay.
When God forbid Michael dies, I think his brain should be given to science.
Oh, you're thinking literally.
Yes, and I think it should be discussed on what exactly was going on in his mind during the. If you can somehow hook it up.
Well, he is a
We'll have AI
he's
by
a
then.
paranormal investigator, so maybe he is possessed. I wouldn't rule that out.
I don't know. I just. But the problem was it was the one person who a lot of people blamed for the shield was Laurie, because when the money was being put in the bag, Laurie was wanting to say, and that's when
She
Kareem was
lost her
like,
rag.
shh, quiet.
I'm the teacher here.
Yes, you wait.
Battle of the teachers.
And so Trana was
Sit in the corner for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Time out, please.
Put the dunce hat on your head. That's what Michael needs. A blooming cone hat with a D on the front of it. So Trana immediately started blaming round the round table with Laurie, that she must have been the one who took the shield because she was instantly defensive as soon as the money was getting taken off
The
the
amount,
off the
yeah.
table. But Laurie was saying no.
I'd do that with any amount. I would be that defensive.
She said she would have done that in any amount, and also that she was just trying to point out that this must be the traitor who had done it. Again, well done, Michael, because they're trying to purposely control the game. By taking the shield, by taking the money, they're still showing that they have control of the game. So in a way, yes, they did, but I don't think Michael had that intention for that. but unfortunately for Laurie, that's kind of made Trana... Well, it's one of her now 4 people that she believes.
4 incorrect.
Yes,
answers.
incorrect people that she believes might be traitors.
Yeah, and Jasmine was also put around because she was so confident at breakfast. I think that then put a target on her from Cedric. Because Cedric said that she said in the car, he was like, "Do you think Karen gives the answers?" And she was like, "No, we do." And then they showed a flashback to the car of him saying that, but she didn't say what he said.
She said that they give the answers.
Yeah.
So Cedric...
So he heard it wrong.
Now, did he hear it wrong, or did Cedric deliberately twist it to hear what he wanted to hear?
Wow.
So again, not Cedric's fault per se, but he must have heard what he wanted to hear from Jasmine
Which
at that
was
point.
incorrect.
Which
Because the
was
producers were like, let's insert this clip
Yes.
here, receipts. So,
Yeah.
But it did end up with Jasmine pretty much going pretty much unanimous-ish for them. For this series, it was a unanimous vote.
It
There
was
wasn't like 10
pretty.
people.
No, it was
voted.
9. It wasn't 10, it was 9.
No, it was 9 different people.
Yes.
Normally, it's like all over the shop, but this was quite streamlined. For
Cedric's still there. Cedric's still in people's minds. He was second with 5 votes. So Jasmine got 9. Cedric got 5. Aaron got 1 from Trana because
alphabetical order.
that's exactly it. So it's Aaron's first. Going with that logic, I'm presuming because Aaron didn't go out, next time it would be Cedric. Then it would be H-I-J-K-L, Kevin, and then it'll be Laurie. So Laurie's okay. She's safe for another 4 weeks. Pac-Man stood up and made a point of saying that he was noticed that Michael was being very nervous, very uncomfortable. And Gail and Kyra both then also agreed with him and said that his body language was very
At this point, Kyra has
tricky.
given up protecting Michael.
Kyra's encouraging it. And I'm on board with that. Because I think now that Kyra and Nida need to get rid of him and either...
Recruit Nick.
Yes, 100%.
And then Nida's going to get worried, and then she's going to try and backstab them.
Well, funnily enough, Nida actually said in the conclave that she
Before we go on to
thought...
the conclave,
Yes, okay.
we can't forget the banished.
What's your name and where do you come from?
Jasmine.
I need to type it in, don't I? There you go, right, Jasmine.
One sentence.
Jasmine is a music artist, producer, and songwriter, triple threat. She's an avid traveller and draws inspiration from global cultures. Beyond music, Jasmine is an entrepreneur who's committed to philanthropy.
Philanthropy.
Yes, that's what I said. Mentoring aspiring artists and entrepreneurs. So she's there to help.
The annoying
world.
thing is that for Jasmine is that I think that if she had just played a little strategically, no, I can't say. I think she would have stayed in a much
She put
stronger
a target on herself.
Yeah,
didn't
she would have been in a much stronger position. I think she had the right ideas. She just didn't carry them out quite right, just not quite right. And I like Jasmine. It's a shame to see her go.
She's got a load of tattoos on her back. It's a surprise.
But does she have pets?
I thought I'm scrolling. Lots of travel. Like it's there is a chihuahua.
I told you, small dog. Thank you. 10 points for me.
No name yet. So you know what you need to do, Yasmin.
Jasmine, get in touch with the podcast. Let us know.
Although she is a singer, so she may not get in touch with us. She's got 500,000 followers.
If
so.
Jasmine wants to sing for the show, we could have like an entertainment section halfway through. That'd be nice.
What a live concert.
Yeah. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine. And we could like pan the camera across. And she could be
Maybe.
in the corner there with Charlie. She could hold Charlie while she sings. The producer. Can I then
There's
discuss...
just the one picture of her chihuahua, so we don't know the name, but there may be a chihuahua. Get in touch, Yasmin, if you
Please.
are available. We know you're busy.
Yes. Get in touch. Now, I've forgotten. Oh, yes, right. So,
Conclave.
in the conclave,
Yasmin's gone.
Kyra started having a go at Michael. Rightly so. She was pissed. She was flipping pissed.
She knew what had happened before he'd even admitted it.
Yeah.
I think Nida did too.
Yeah, well, everyone does. The whole group does. The whole group knows Michael did that. But strangely, again, they're not. They're more angry at the money rather than the fact that they think he might be a traitor. Am I right in saying that? Do you think? I think they're more angry at the money being taken. Now, Kyra, as you said, made a point of saying that basically $5,000 is a lot of money to me in the job that I work in. Now, Nida then got worried herself because she was like, well, this is a sign that Kyra's going to play to win the money for herself.
Which I think is fair.
Everything.
Even though I do like Kyra, I do think that's a fair worry.
Assessment. I think it's a good assessment.
You probably couldn't trust her. In that way.
No. And especially
with Nick there.
With Nick there, exactly. So Nida's now watching her back with Kyra. Although she still thinks that they're as strong as a bond. I think that there's...
When it comes to the end, they're going to have to.
Yeah, there's going to be a fight going on between them two. If they're still both there.
Maybe Michael will be there in the final. You'll never know.
Knowing Michael, if he does make it to the final and they all vote for him to like go, he'll probably just stand there and go, thank you. No, Michael, that doesn't mean you've won. It means you're being banished. Thank you. Michael, do you want to carry on playing the game? Thank you.
Red fire. Yes.
No, Michael, no,
Red
we want to
means
stop. No. Michael, we want to stop the game. There's only traitors left. I want to carry on. I think it's for the best of the team.
But Kyra did get it was quite a personal attack, but she was angry.
I'm sorry, but I feel it was 100% necessary. I do. I'm sorry, but Michael really made a boo-boo, and he didn't even apologise for it.
No. Even during the argument, he still said silly things. So it's like, actually, no, go for it.
He stood there thinking, and then to top it all off, to show just exactly how insane Michael's thought process is, they then said, Kyra in a really sarcastic way said, all right then, Michael, who do you want to get rid of for the murder tonight? And he straight away said, Gail or Pac-Man. Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah, because they're suspicious of me. Again, and Kyra's like, do you know what you're saying? Because they're suspicious of you, they're the least people we should be going for, because it looks too obvious.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. That was a bit. It's like, no, you don't get rid of people who are suspicious of you, because then people be suspicious of you. You do the...
Unless you're planning to do a double bluff. But then if you're going to do that, you need to be a strong enough player to be able to stand up and lie your way. And Michael's not strong enough.
Has Michael seen the Traitors before?
This is my point. I don't know. But surely you should have.
Yes, we assume.
But luckily, Michael wasn't saved by a bell. Michael was saved by a knock. Because right at the very, very end...
Yeah. Don't know what it's about though, do we?
Do you reckon she turned up right to the door in her Nissan?
No.
I suppose they didn't do night shots of the blooming Nissan driving around the castle, doing like donuts around the outside. Just see Karine like waving a cowboy hat.
But yeah, we don't know what this is for, this knock, because there's 3 traitors, so there's not like a recruit or whatever, so I don't know what's going on
Dungeon, maybe?
Yeah, but they've already done that thing with the people, like episode 2, didn't they? Where they had to pick the hangman or whatever that was, this series. It's all very out of order, this series, so we don't know what's going on.
I don't know. It feels like it's going to be a situation where people...
Well, they've already picked the 3 people. They did that episode 2, didn't they?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they can't do it again. And the production are very clearly desperate to get at least one traitor out, because like you said, it's 8 people and not one elimination yet. That's almost half the group.
So we have no speculation at the end of this episode, I'm afraid.
Nope.
So I'm finished. Goodbye.
The end. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
We'll just finish with a
backflip.
That's how you finish.
There you go. He's gone.
There you go. We don't know what's happening next episode. We don't know if there's a murder, if there's some weird thing. They've done the handshake thing. They've done the pick 3 people and they're up for... So I don't know what's happening.
They've done the stable traitor games. Now what's going to happen? So maybe it could it be a traitor versus traitor type thing where at least one of them needs to be eliminated?
Well, the producer's like, one traitor has to go.
Just get rid of one of you.
Michael's like, yes. He's like, no.
Yeah, Michael's like, I'll sacrifice myself. Yeah, but Michael, that means you can't win the money. But I've got £5,000.
I've got a shield.
Yeah. Oh my God, that face he gave when he got that living shield.
Anyway. Right, so that's us done for another week then.
Yes.
Sadly.
It's sad because that was a fun episode. I have to say that was a fun episode. It's all been very serious up until this point, and it's just gone mad. It's a part of me that doesn't want Michael John gone. There's a part of me that is feeling Kyra's spirit and really needs. Maybe they are going to recruit a 4th traitor. It could be.
What would be the point?
Well, because Trana said she thought there was 4 traitors. So? If they recruit a 4th traitor, it means there's more likely that a traitor will get picked.
That's silly, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I don't think it's that silly.
How can people get in touch with us if they want to give their theories?
faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. Please get in touch with us on Twitter @Traitors Podcast, on Instagram or Threads @FaithfulToTheTraitors. Don't forget you can find us on YouTube by searching Faithful to the Traitors Podcast and watch us as a video podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and comment underneath with any of your theories and whether you think Michael John is actually playing a remarkable game and they were all wrong. You can also find us on any of your favourite podcast apps.
Knowing Michael, he'll send us an email under a fake email, but sign it off Michael.
Thank you.
He's playing a brilliant game and he knows exactly what he's doing.
Thank you, Michael.
Email from Jane from Michael.
Yeah, from Michael's iPhone underneath. Yes, if you find us on your favourite podcast app, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and if you follow us on there as well, subscribe, and don't forget to give us 5 stars if you enjoy listening to us. And if you want to help us grow the podcast, don't forget you can let your friends know all about us, or you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and give us some silver coins our way, because like I say, Corrine has been very greedy.
She's got a black bag out, hasn't she?
She's got a black bag out. It's not one of those black bags with a ball in it, so whacked around the back of the head. She removed the ball, added the coins, and off to the Nissan dealership she went and bought herself a new Nissan. Bought herself a new Nissan and off to the supermarket to get herself some wine. And don't forget, we've got the WhatsApp group as well, which gives you updates of when we got new episodes coming out too. I think that's everything.
That is lovely. So we will see you all again next week. Until then, stay faithful.